Welcome back to the channel and another segment of What Sold on eBay. This is where we search eBay for the What Sold section to see what's selling for big money online. Today we're going to take a look at the world of vintage t-shirts. We're going to search vintage t-shirts and see how many are out there, see how many have sold in the last 90 days, and maybe take a look at what has sold for over $100. To be more specific, we're going to take a look at the top 10 selling vintage t-shirts on eBay. That's right, the top 10 vintage tees on eBay. Let's take a look. So when you search eBay by keyword vintage t-shirt, it shows that there's 1.3 million listed. Of that 1.3 million, 270,000 have sold the last 90 days, and 23,000 have sold for over $100. Today we're going to take a look at the top 10 selling vintage t-shirts on eBay. Let's take a look. To do that, we're going to search highest first and see what comes up. There we see it, shipping and price highest first. Again, we searched keyword vintage t-shirt, searched highest first, highest price first, and we were a little surprised at what we found. We found a local band at the top of the list. I'm here in Washington, and we know this band pretty well. Grow up with this band, and so interesting to see this one at the top of the list. Let's take a look. There you see it. Check your closets, all you Washingtonians. You might have this one sitting in the back of your closet somewhere. Here's a look at a vintage Alice in Chains Jar of Flies t-shirt. Hard to find, rare, they put in there. This one sold for $10,000. Best offer accepted. Let's take a closer look at these photos. Alice in Chains Jar of Flies vintage t-shirt. Here it is. Let's take a look at these. Maybe we have this one in our closet somewhere. There it says Alice in Chains Jar of Flies. Looks to be kind of a gray t-shirt, maybe a faded black t-shirt. Has some graphic on the back there. There it is. Had a couple, it looks like birds flying around this, and it says, I can't read out that, it must be titles of the songs. There's the little birds. They got the measuring tape out and everything. I see there, so it must be the titles from the Jar of Flies album. Alice in Chains Jar of Flies, $10,000. Best offer accepted. There's the original photo. So at number one, Alice in Chains Jar of Flies t-shirt. So kind of interesting to see a local band as the number one t-shirt sold. Keyword vintage t-shirt on eBay the last 90 days. Let's take a look at what was number two. At number two on the list of the most expensive t-shirts sold on eBay, keyword vintage t-shirt, was this vintage Mayo Spruce Nike Man Superman t-shirt. Never worn, original packaging. There you see it, vintage Mayo Spruce Nike Man Superman t-shirt. Never worn, original packaging. This one also sold for $10,000. Best offer. So they must have taken an offer a little under that Alice in Chains t-shirt. This one coming in at number two. The Nike Man has a Clark Kent in there with a swoosh on his chest. This one is the Mayo Spruce on the label. Let's take a closer look. Has the original packaging and everything. Machine wash, tumble dry, do not bleach, it says there. And a Mayo Spruce label, sportswear, large, 42-44. If you have this one somewhere, it sold for close to $10,000. They took a best offer, a little less than $10,000. There he is, Mr. Superman on there, but they're calling him a Nike Man because he has that swoosh on his chest instead of the S. Nike Man with that swoosh on there. Of course, Superman is known for wearing that outfit, but this is Nike Man. Has the red caps on the collar and the cuffs. Lots of photos of this one. They took it out of the packaging, it looks like, to take these photos. Calling it new, never worn, original packaging. Mayo Spruce is the label. Never heard of that Mayo Spruce sportswear, but this one sold for $10,000. Best offer, made in the USA. There you see it on the tag. So this one is old. Vintage, made in the USA. Always look for that made in the USA on your tees. If you see that made in the USA, it is often vintage and worth a lot of money. And this one definitely sold for a decent amount. They're pointing out a few flaws here. It looks like, so even with a few flaws, this one sold for $10,000. Best offer. There you see it, the original photos. Alright, so that's one I'm not familiar with. A vintage t-shirt, a Nike Man they're calling it, on the Mayo Spruce label. So something a little bit different based on that Superman character, but obviously that vintage t-shirt was sold for over $10,000, actually a little less than $10,000. Best offer accepted. Let's see what number 3 is on the list of the most expensive t-shirts sold on eBay. So I was just talking with my wife about this performer. This is number 3 on the list of the most expensive vintage t-shirts sold on eBay. There you see that cute little face. Was just talking to her that I saw Bjork dancing on this video, a vintage from 1994. There was a performance, and this is for a Bjork Green Stars t-shirt, vintage, very rare, size extra large, 1994 single stitch. This one sold for $6,360.75, coming from Great Britain. That's the translated amount, $6,360.75 for this Bjork t-shirt. On the Bjork, on the Screen Stars label, there you have it, over $6,000 for this one. Let's take a look at the rest of these photos. Yeah, I saw Bjork performing. There she is in all her glory. I thought she was really cute back in the day. 1994 performance, look that one up. She's bouncing around on stage. I think it was on David Letterman show. Very cute little dancer, Bjork is, and I think she sang that song Human Behavior on the Letterman show. It was a pretty cool performance. Here it is. It's an extra large, so a good size, premium Screen Stars t-shirt, 100% cotton, styled in the USA, it says there. So not made in the USA, styled in the USA. That was still enough for it to sell for $6,360.75. There you see the measurements they included. An extra large. And somebody picked this one up. Over $6,000 for this Bjork Screen Stars t-shirt. Look at that on the back. They have a nice back graphic as well. Bjork standing there kind of as an X. And very cool little graphic tee. There's a better look at her. Quite a performer she was, with a voice all her own. Still remember when she got in that fight with that paparazzi, tried to sock that paparazzi. Look that up online. That's a fun little video as well. It does have a few little flaws they pointed out here. That didn't stop it for selling for $6,360. Number 3 on our list of the most expensive vintage t-shirts sold on eBay was Bjork. So interesting to see these performers on here. Concert t-shirts are definitely hot, and in the vintage market, that's like gold, right? You find those made in the USA, concert t-shirts. Always look them up, see what they're going for. As you can see, they can have some flaws on them. That doesn't stop them from selling for big bucks. When the demand is there, you get that big money. Let's take a look at what number 4 is on our list. At number 4 on the list of keyword vintage t-shirt on eBay was a familiar one. The Nike Man t-shirt shows up again. Not sure if they had 2 of these, or maybe it was sold, not paid for, and relisted, but this vintage Mayo Spruce Nike Man Superman t-shirt, never worn, original packaging. Says it here, sold for $4,999.99. So before it was listed $10,000, best offer accepted. This time it was listed and it sold for $4,999. So maybe they were forced to relist it. It looks to be the same listing, the same person. Juno 101 is their name on eBay. The Mayo Spruce Sportswear tag, large, 42-44. So I will spare you these pictures. We'll go through them again since you just saw them all. But that vintage Mayo Spruce t-shirt, number 4 on the list as well. So it showed up twice. And there it is. All the same photos that you saw before. The Mayo Spruce. So that happens sometimes. You know, these big money t-shirts get bid up, or someone makes a best offer and then they don't pay. And then the buyer or the seller is forced to relist them again. And usually they sell for a little bit less money. They may have either had 2 copies of that t-shirt, or that's the case where it sold the first time, wasn't paid for, and they were forced to sell it again. But let's take a look at number 5 on our list of the most expensive t-shirts, vintage t-shirts sold on eBay. Here it is at number 5 on the list of keyword vintage t-shirt. The most expensive 10 vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days is this. It's a pre-owned vintage Sonic Youth sister t-shirt, rare Richard Avedon photo. And it sold for $6,350, approximately $4,625.75 in our currency in the United States here. 21 bids at auction, over $4,625, let's call it. So there it is, a rare vintage Sonic Youth sister t-shirt. And let's take a look at these photos. Double-sided images on this one. Looks like he's running or swinging a bat. I can't tell there. Looks like on the back, that's the back image. And there's the original front image of the Sonic Youth sister t-shirt. Rare Richard Avedon photo. So apparently he took the photo. Stedman Super High Crew, large, made in the USA. There you see it, made in the USA again. A large 42-44 size on the Stedman Super High Crew t-shirt. So there it is, not many photos. There's the original photo again. Let's go through them one more time so you can kind of familiarize yourself with this one. $4,625.75 this one sold for. And there's the photo on back, the front image. That label, Stedman Super High Crew again. And made in the USA. Vintage Sonic Youth sister t-shirt, number 5 on the list. Alright, so we're halfway through our list of the top 10 vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days. If you guys like this kind of information, consider subscribing to my channel. I put out these what sold videos on occasion as a way for you guys to kind of familiarize yourself with some high money items selling on eBay. I know the market has changed a lot, but there are still some big money items selling. And in this clothing niche, I'm a clothing reseller. If you want to hear about my business, I got a daily vlog that comes out every morning, and I show you what sold out of my 2 eBay stores, so you can subscribe to that as well. Hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and that way you'll be notified every time a new video drops. That includes these what sold videos. Enough about that. Let's get into number 6 on the list. At number 6 on the list of keyword vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days was this. It's a rare vintage 3D emblem Easy Riders magazine, medium large, graphic 80s Eagle biker t-shirt, and this one sold, best offer accepted, $4,500.01. $4,501. Someone took an offer on that one. Shows the eagle kind of going after that Easy Riders magazine on the front. Very cool graphic from back in the day. They're calling this the 3D emblem. Familiarize yourself with this one. Let's take a look at the rest of these photos. There it is, hanging up on a hanger. They're calling this a medium large, and so it's not a big one. There it says Doc's Motorcycle Parts on back. Waterbury something or other. Waterbury something or other. Like, it's hard to read that for me. And looks to be thin, as you can see there. I guess it is vintage, so it probably has some wash wear. A little damage, a little hole there they're showing, so that didn't stop it. $4,500 best offer accepted. So there you can see it says 3D emblem on the side here under the graphic, Fort Worth, Texas. And there you see a little tush and a little eagle claw. He's going after that tush on the photo there. And there's the label. You can't even read it anymore. It's that old. Looks like washwear has taken all the writing off of it, but that didn't stop it from selling. A little pit stain there or something, and a few little holes. Maybe that eagle got to it. A few little holes, or maybe some moss got to this one. Vintage 3D emblem Easy Riders magazine t-shirt sold for $4,500. Keep an eye out for that one. That's number 6 on our list. At number 7 on our list of top selling vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days is this. It's a vintage 90s Junko Jeans t-shirt, black, large, hip-hop, grunge, skater, Y2K, all the keywords in there, and it sold for $4,500. Let's take a look at these photos. There you see it, Junko Jeans, the popular brand back in the day. Looks like some cats on there. And there's more photos here. Let's take a closer look. There's the front of it, the one cat. I think their main photo was the back image. Does have a little Junko crest on the sleeve as well, the crown that was popular back in the day. There it is in a sideways photo. And it does appear that that is the back image right there that they used. $4,500. This one sold for. Vintage 90s Junko jeans t-shirt. Not a lot of photos, but that didn't stop it from selling. Let's go through these again real quick. And Junko jeans has that crown on there, so familiarize yourself with that if you're looking for this one. They put all the right keywords in there to get this sold. Hip hop, grunge, skater, skate, Y2K. So must have been in the 90s when it rolled around. Y2K, everybody was worried about that. And there is the image that sold this one for $4,500. Keep an eye out if you have something like that in the closet. That's $4,500 right there. All right, number 8 on the list of keyword vintage t-shirt on eBay. The top 10 vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days is another local band here to Washington. Washington representing the list twice already in the top 8. This one is for a vintage Giant by Toltecs Nirvana heart-shaped box t-shirt, men's extra large all over print. This one sells quite regularly. People who sell vintage t-shirts are probably familiar with this heart-shaped box tee. If you have this one, it does sell quite regularly for big money, and it's this one sold for $4,500. Best offer accepted. Let's take a look at these other photos. There you see it. They're calling this an all over print. It's just all kinds of hearts all over this in black and kind of burgundy with the blue heart. And there's the back image, so you can familiarize yourself with it. On the Giant by Toltecs label, so if you know that one, you see that one, keep an eye out for it. You can search through the thrift shops and look for that. That's a good label to pick up. The Giant by Toltecs. This one, again, from 1993, it says there, a Nirvana under license to a Brockman, I think it says. Vintage Giant by Toltecs Nirvana heart-shaped boxed t-shirt. Number 8 on our list. $4,500 for that one. Alright, I want to thank everybody for watching so far. We're at number 8. We got 2 more to go. Hopefully you guys will stick around for these last 2. Like I said, I do these what sold videos quite often. So if you hit that subscription button, you will get notified when I drop these videos, and you can kind of learn as you go along. Learn what's selling for big money. So if you're sourcing for inventory to sell on eBay, you'll know what to look for. Heart-shaped box there by Nirvana. That's one that sells over and over again. So if you see that one, pick it up for sure. Let's take a look at number 9 on the list. Alright, you saw that Easy Riders t-shirt a little bit earlier. This one is in the same vein at number 9 on the list of the most expensive vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days is this. There you see it. What is it? It's a vintage 1983 3D emblem, a Hog, H-A-W, Hog Road Rebel t-shirt, Harley Davidson large. Let me say that again. A vintage 1988 3D emblem, Hog Road Rebel t-shirt, Harley Davidson size large. This one sold for $4,000. Best offer accepted. Let's take a look at these photos. There's the original image, the big image of the t-shirt all folded out open. And let's take a look at this closer. 3D emblem, Fort Worth, Texas, 1988 it says there. So this one coming to you from 88. And doesn't seem that long ago, but it is. Road Rebel it says there. There you can see Road Rebel has the pig on there, the hog they're calling this. Harley Davidson motorcycles on there. 3D emblem t-shirt. So these 3D emblem Harley tees always sell for big money. You come across them, pick them up. Has the hog on there. There's his face, and you can familiarize yourself with these 3D emblems. There's the label. You can't really read it anymore. It's been washed pretty bare, but $4,000 this one sold for. Has a little bit of issues on the sleeve there, they pointed out. And there's the other sleeve. And you can see some loose threads here. Didn't stop this one for selling. There's the back of it. Says East Coast Harley, Dumfries, Virginia, with the American flags and the eagle graphic on the back there. Looks to have a few little flaws there, maybe some bleach stains or something. And there you see them in a little bit more detail next to a tape measure. So even bleached and a few loose stains. This one still sold for $4,000. Best offer accepted. That's important to point out the flaws. Harley Davidson motorcycles, there is the emblem, the 3D emblem that they're talking about with the eagle and the claws. And there's a blurry photo that they threw in there. And another look at the graphic on back. East Coast Harley, Dumfries, Virginia. And they measured everything for you so you knew exactly the size you're getting. Harley Davidson, they took a lot of close-up photos. So some experience here as a reseller. They definitely put a little extra effort to get that money, pointing out all the flaws and the sizing with the hand and the extra close-ups of the graphic. You see that hog on there and the Harley motorcycle. They definitely put a good effort into this one. 3D emblem, Fort Worth, Texas. And there's the original photo. $4,000 for this vintage 3D emblem Harley t-shirt. All right, congratulations, we've made it to the end of the list. We're at number 10 and another local band shows up. So good to see Washington represented so heavily in this vintage t-shirt market. I guess, right, we were the 90s, the grunge era. We kind of ruled everything here over in Washington, both musically and in the vintage t-shirt game. As you can see, it's still selling for big money, you know, these vintage t-shirts. And let's take a look at number 10 on the list. Here it is at number 10 on the list of the top 10 vintage t-shirts sold on eBay the last 90 days was this. Yep, it's for Nirvana again. It's a vintage Nirvana t-shirt, 1990 Bleach era tour shirt, Sub Pop large, 4244. So this one sold for a whopping $3,999.99. They took a best offer, so a little bit less than that for this vintage Nirvana t-shirt from the Bleach era, 1990 this one was from. So you saw the heart-shaped box tee. This is the Bleach era. I think Bleach was before heart-shaped box. This again on the Sub Pop label there, the popular music label. It says Sub Pop on back. And Bleach era tour, this one from 1990. So this one is even before the heart-shaped box tour. Hanes, 100% cotton, made in the USA, large 4244 on that label. Nirvana Bleach era t-shirt here, sold for $3,999. Best offer accepted, so a little bit less than that. And there you see it, number 10 on the list. All right, we made it to the end of this What Sold video, the top 10 selling vintage t-shirts on eBay the last 90 days. Obviously, this list may change a little as new t-shirts come on the market and are sold. But as of today, those are the top 10 selling tees. So get out there, familiarize yourself with some of these t-shirts. You know, those Nirvana t-shirts. We saw Bjork on the list. Some of these music artists may earn you some big money if you go out there and you're searching through the thrift shops and you see one of these in the wild. Definitely pick it up now that you know that they're selling for thousands of dollars. As you can see, they sell for upwards of $10,000, the most expensive t-shirts. Those Harley t-shirts, those 3D emblem Harley t-shirts, those Easy Rider t-shirts. Obviously, you're not going to find many of those out there, but maybe you're searching through Grandpa's attic and you come across one. Definitely is going to be a big score. So when you're out there at those garage sales, at those yard sales, at those flea markets, you know, keep an eye out for the vintage Harley Davidson. You know, they're out there, you know, they were produced, and even if they're not in great condition, you can pick them up and make thousands of dollars. So something to look out for as you move forward in your reselling business. Like I said, I'm a reseller. I've got 2 eBay stores. I sell clothes primarily, so it's always fun to look through the vintage t-shirt section and see what's selling for big money. I do scroll through the vintage t-shirt section quite often on eBay and dream about finding one of these $1,000 t-shirts, and they can sell upwards of $10,000 as you saw. So please consider subscribing to my channel if you want some more information. I'm trying to educate as I go along here, kind of teach myself about these t-shirts and hopefully teach you guys as well. So that's what my channel is all about. I'm trying to get the channel monetized. So if you hit that subscription button, watch a few videos that can really help me out. You can start with the What Sold section. There is a folder of all these What Sold categories, these What Sold videos that kind of have taken a look at some of these different niches that you might be able to sell on eBay and make some big money. We've searched just about everything. Swords, we've done knives, We've done weird things. We've searched it all. So that's all up there in the what sold section. You can go on my store and search keywords what sold to see all those videos as well. So thanks for watching this one to the very end. You helped me get a little closer to monetization. Still searching, chasing that 4,000 hours of watch time. It's going to take me a while to get there, but you really helped me out with this video. So thanks for watching this one to the very end. If you can do me a favor on your way out, hit that thumbs up button. That'll help this get in front of a few more eyes, get me a little closer to my goal of monetization. Thanks again for watching this one to the very end. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.